I guess that's why they call it Arlington. Has anybody checked at the Sheraton yet? Is it beeper friendly? I just need to have strictly business. In case too many people didn't get that joke. It seems like just yesterday I was giving that speech at Texas State during our summer camp, but I find myself here tonight at the end of my career on this stage here with you guys. And, well, I live way out in the country, and by that I mean I live way out in the country. My driveway is probably like 3/4 of a mile and it's solid dirt. I've driven my fair share of winding roads. My mom says I tend to drive them too fast. That's a different story. You'll have to ask me about that later. When I look back at the road I traveled with StuCo, I remember being a freshman. I was shy, I was definitely immature, and I did not have a clue. I thought I did, but I definitely didn't. That year at Advanced Workshop in Lakeview, I broke my nose trying to Superman on a pole, and that's pretty much how everybody remembered me, as the dork who tried to Superman and fell 6 feet face first to concrete. So basically what happened is I saw this guy do it, and I figured if he can do it, I can do it, right? So I went for it. I grabbed like up here, got totally sideways, and then hand slip, nose first, concrete, blood. Actually, I don't know if that's really what happened because I blacked out right after that, so I lost my complete memory of the weekend. But after that, I had the privilege of hosting the annual conference here in Arlington as a freshman. So that year, you could say I experienced the thrill of victory and agony. Well, I guess the agony of a broken nose for sure. But I've worked on projects that were successful, and I've had my fair share that crashed and burned. You know, I've made great memories through student councils and lasting friendships at workshops and conventions. And this year, I've had the unique privilege of serving as your representative from Hardin Jefferson High School as this year's TASC President School. You know, back in June, we began mapping out this annual conference. I'm sorry, it was in July. And now that we've reached our destination, we've come together to celebrate all the work and success we've had throughout our year. But we also come here to watch schools to compete and claim the titles of the state offices for the next year and hear some of the best speakers in the nation. I guarantee you're going to hear one tonight. Y'all love it. And we take all the learning and things we take in, we take them back to our individual schools. But the thing about TASC is the atmosphere here is unlike anything we experience outside of our student council realm. It allows us to get out of our comfort zone, act like fools, and meet incredible people. I mean, I saw y'all dancing earlier. Y'all look like me out there. It was definitely foolish. But all too often we experience what we all know as camp high. And that's when we get excited and say we're going to push our own personal boundaries to new limits that we wouldn't dream of doing before, just to crash and burn when we get in that car and take the ride back home. And to be quite honest, it's just unacceptable. It was about 3 weeks ago I was able to represent TASC during the Senate Youth Program in Washington, D.C., as Mrs. Ham told you. And there, I heard a speech that solidified the way I think. The Secretary of Defense, Leon Panetta, walked into the room. You know, he's an impressive man, but you'd think for the Secretary of Defense, he'd be kind of an intimidating guy. He's about 5'8". He's son of Italian immigrants, and he talks with a funny accent. But he looked at us, and he told us, I want you to imagine you have the textbooks for the year 2050. The pages are blank, and you have the pen. What are you going to write in the dang thing? You know, that really hit home. What he was doing is he was stressing the importance that each and every one of you in this room, as scary as it may seem, we are the future of this country. You know, and he told us that we held the key to our future. And what we would someday determine what would be written in those textbooks. And he waited a minute, and then he looked at us and he asked, "You're gonna be happy you got the freaking key? You're gonna open up the door and do something about it." So he had a colorful language, a little bit too colorful, so I can't use it here on stage. But I just want to stress to you the importance of not just being another kid on a bus coming to this student council conference. Don't get me wrong, student council is one of the greatest extracurricular activities I've ever been involved in, but it is all for nothing if you can't make the transition from student council to the real world. Because outside of those doors, people don't care whether you're an orange, a blue, gold, or green. They don't care if you serve as student body president, and they don't care if you're voted most likely to succeed. They care about the actions we take and the problems we can solve. They care about the difference we make. And my challenge is that each one of you in this room find your calling, whatever it may be, and that you give it everything you have, that you leave no doubt as to what you stand for and who we are, wherever the road may take you in your life. At every workshop, we've identified heroes and thought, I wish that was me. What we should have been saying all along is, someday, we're going to be the ones kids read about in those textbooks. Someday, we're going to be the ones others look up to because we're going to be the ones who make a difference. People say that our generation is just too naive to believe that we have the power to change the world and that we don't have the experience. But I challenge those statements because our generation is the one that doesn't fit the standards. We're the generation of the big dreamers. Is that right? Yeah. You know, Steve Jobs had an understanding of us. He knew the ones crazy enough to believe would be the ones who could. And shortly before he died, he gave the dreamers in the world a shout out. He said, here's to the crazy ones. The misfits, the rebels, the troublemakers. The round pegs and square holes. So the ones who see things differently. They're not fond of rules. You can quote them, disagree with them, glorify or vilify them. But the only thing you can't do is ignore them. Because they change things. They push the human race forward, and while some may see us as the crazy ones, we see genius. Because the ones who are crazy enough to believe that they can change the world are the ones who do. Too often we're labeled as those guys who are crazy. Everybody looks at us, so you're a student council kid, right? Yes, I get it all the time. You're a student council kid, you must be one of those weirdos. But guys, you have to believe that you can change to do so. And I believe everyone in you has the power to do it. You know, it's been a long road this year, and it's probably been one of the best ones I've ever went down. I'm grateful that I had great traveling companions along the way, and I want to thank every one of you in this room for allowing me to serve this year as your TASC State President. From the officers, to Ms. Helm, to Mr. McAfee, and the TASFP staff, I just want to say thank you. And there's two more special thank yous. One to my mother for guiding me throughout my student council career, and giving me the parenting that turned me into the person I am today. And again, I want to say thank you to my council. We've had so much fun over these 4 years of high school. Next year I'm going off, and I'm definitely going to miss you guys. But hey, if any of you are going to A&L next year, if there's any ET fans out there, you can just say that for another time, because I don't want to hear it. Yeah, we've had our ups and downs, my council, you know, but I wouldn't trade for anything. Because too often, like I said earlier, people assume it is just me who's the president of this great organization. Actually, it's Hardin Jefferson High School. Hardin Jefferson is the president, not me. And there's no way I can do it without them, or be nearly as successful without every member from Hardin Jefferson High School. So to all you guys out there, I look forward to reading one of your names someday in that textbook when you make history. Because you're not here to simply be a part of history, you're here to make history. So again, it's been an awesome ride, and I'm going to miss you guys. This year has been the greatest year of my life, and each one of you made it possible. So thanks TASC, and I'll see you when I see you.